Hey, it's this time of year. It's that time of year. It's this time of year. It is. Welcome everyone to the Amin Cell Straps Awards, the A.S.S Awards. We are. If you're new, if this is the first time you're seeing these award show, it's not an awards of our favorite donkeys of the last year or our favorite derrieres. It was a coincidence that Almond sells straps.
It was entirely coincidental.
Coincidental that it
Entirely
spells out.
coincidental acronym.
Yeah, an unfortunate
Yeah.
but fortunate acronym. Anyway, hey, I am Bobby Legs. How you guys doing this evening? Hey, I'm joined by the band. We got the band all together here this evening for another special occasion. Colin at Winding Watches and Instagram. How are you, my friend? Good to see you.
Good.
What's going on?
Good romantic, Rob. You're looking good, buddy.
Yeah, got a little ambiance here. Yeah,
Got the mood
Looks
lighting
nice.
going.
yeah.
Yeah, all good, man.
Good. What do you got on wrist this evening?
I'm wearing a Rolex.
Oh, look at you, stud. You.
Nice.
Surprise.
Jeez, Louise. No cheese. Not cheese. Okay. Can't read. What's up, Joe? How are you?
Hey, good to see you guys.
My room twin. I feel like we have the same doors somewhere else.
We got the
in
doors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like you guys are connected by like a wardrobe or something.
the- yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah,
the other half. The
we
other
just
half.
through that
wall.
door.
Yeah. How are you,
Yeah.
Joe?
Good.
Yeah.
And kind of taking my cues from Amin. So I got a tag well, not a tag. Oh God, I can't believe I called it a tag. A Hoyer. Hoyer Montreal.
So
Nice. Cornwallis Beaumont Esquire.
Hey
How are
guys.
you?
Good. I'm excited to again be part of this panel of luminaries for the ASS Awards, aka the bigger, better, stronger, faster, and better looking times 10 than the GPHD awards. Yeah. Pretty exciting.
Yeah. But and stay tuned, everyone. In the middle of the show, Colin will be doing an interpretive dance. Of course. Watch humor. Amin, how you doing, man? What's going on?
very good. Marcus, what do you got on the wrist today?
Sorry,
I've got the inaugural ASS Watch of the Year.
Oh, very
Shop
nice.
Pack and Partique.
Very nice.
One of 99. Salmon Dial 41.
Excellent.
So nice.
Amin, how are you? Yeah.
Good to be with you guys. I got my residence back from service.
Very cool.
Excellent.
Back on, I did 7 days in a row with the Damasco. It's part of a challenge some of our watch friends been doing to wear a watch for 7 days straight. And
I made it to day 6.
Well
I made it to day 6. I just couldn't make it to the last day.
Today is day 7 for me, so I guess I don't know if I messed up by changing watches at the end of the day, but I made it 7 days.
Yeah, as long as you wore it, right?
Yeah.
And you brought it to work,
Yeah.
Hey, I got the Zin 144 here. Sorry about the lighting again, guys. My lighting went on the fritz. Anyway, let's get to Wolfie's favorite part of every stream, and that is the chat and saying hello. And we'll zip right through this before we get into the first award. Hey, Chaz from the Berg. He's been waiting all year for this. This is great. Marcel saying GPHE has nothing on the ASS awards. Thank you, Marcel. He's on vacation in Roatan wearing a Bobby favorite brand. Okay, yeah. Joe Chen, that's you. Justin, what's going on? I would say I'm strapped in for the ASS awards, but I don't want to come across as repetitive. Mr. Finney, how you doing? Good to see you. Nilo is here. Joey B, what's up? Peter C, how you doing, sir? Hobby Bobby, how you doing? Nilo is here. What's going on? Time Hill, Mr. Time Hill, good to see you. Maison is here, greeting humans. He's saying hello to a bunch of everybody. Hey, RJ Mech ready. All right, we're ready. Keith is here. Nate Dog, good to see you. Deech is here. How you doing, Deech? Caliber, greetings of the day. Looking forward to the annual awards best show of the year. Well, thank you. Really appreciate that. Okay, Michael B is here. ready from the ASS Awards. Ken Spirit checking in from Pittsburgh. Good to see you. He's wearing his Hawaiian shirt and his CQ 30 for the event. Q30. Thomas is here. How you doing, Thomas? Hey, Mazone says I'm harboring an expectation that Amin is generally going to sell some of his straps and they get an award.
I
from
sell straps all the time. What are you talking about?
The website says so.
I'm always selling straps.
Marcus, do we have like a code for everyone to see? Or
Unfortunately, not this year. We
Okay.
had to cut out some stuff out.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
segments like Marcus's vocabulary corner and Marcus's top 10 were cut this year.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Let's see. I think I said hello to everybody. I'm scrolling through here. Mez9, good to see you, Mez9. Hey, Wayben's here. Colin is here. AK is here. Colin's over here. Yeah. AZ Clayton is here. You guys get me in the chat all the time with that. All right. Hey, let's get going. Everybody's been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this. And I have to say, I'd like to thank our fellow co-host Joe for putting together this great slide, PowerPoint slide. Really helped picking up the slack for me this year, because I've been slacking the last couple of years with the presentation.
Oh,
and so
I'm not co-hosting though, right? I mean, I could do PowerPoints, but I'm not going to talk a lot.
Co-hosting.
Right?
We're all co-hosting.
I'll do the PowerPoint, but I don't know. I don't want to talk.
This wouldn't have happened without Joe this year, though. I didn't even realize till this morning that we were doing this tonight.
Okay, so again, I'm going to put us on top here. Again, this is Bobby Legs and the A. Thank you, Joe, for putting periods after the A, the S, and the S. 2023 awards. And let's get started here. So our first category this year.
Do you want me to introduce it?
But I mean, sure. But I don't know. Do you know the order? Do you have?
I do know the order. I hope I know the order.
So please do. Go ahead.
Okay, so Bobby, you can jump in if I get the order wrong. So we've got the positive Whiplash Award. So sometimes sometimes you just when you look at a watch, you just need to take a step back. You could be grumpy when you're looking at a watch for the first time and you create a bad opinion about it. But sometimes you just need to have a cookie, take a step back, and just chill, and then your opinion might change. So this year we have the Deacon Chong Don't Harsh My Buzz Award for positive Whiplash.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So Joe, so I'm gonna. I don't know if it goes in a particular order. I forget.
I think it's just kind of random.
Okay, so we'll do a reveal, right? Is that how we're gonna do it?
We're gonna do a reveal. Yeah.
And so it looks like Colin and Marcus, did you guys pick up the same watch?
We picked the same watch.
Oh,
please
great minds think alike.
We do.
I'll let Marcus go first, since he'll bring up many more good points than I will.
Oh, I don't have super good points. Basically, I didn't get the complication at first, and I didn't see why a great watch needed this complication. And I remember that the intern asked us about it, and I immediately shot it down. The week it was released, and I dismissed it as a stupid complication. But I think the more I looked at it, the more interesting it got as in terms of use as a timer. I think Colin mentioned that on the stream as well. So so basically it started off, I immediately dismissed it, and then I came back to it, and I was just like, you know what, it is a pretty cool complication, and it didn't seem out of place. I think it was released in summer, and then when it hit GPHD time, I actually even considered making it one of my picks, though I picked the Voodoo line, and this was definitely up there for me when October, like, award season rolled around. So I thought I'd give us a little bit of recognition.
Yeah, same with me. I didn't get the complication. Why you would want this as a complication, but I can now see the reason why. And I mean, that's a gorgeous looking watch, right? I mean, front and back, it looks great. And hopefully this softening market means you can maybe get a good deal on one.
Yeah, for sure. I thought, like, this entire line is kind of really soft right now.
Yeah.
And I thought the refresh, like I understood why those Tondas, like the Tondas were going well below list, like the annual calendar with the chronograph and all that. Those weren't super good looking, but once they came out with the Tonda PFs, I thought they would definitely, like, at least get to Chapek levels in terms of value retention. But these are just really, really softened.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so moving on. Hey Joe, whoa.
Yeah.
Joe,
Oh, what
what's
is
your
that?
pick here?
I didn't even know that
That
watch existed.
that is wax. So this is the Berneron Mirage. So when I first saw this online, it was actually our friend Mark at Talking Watches who is really on top of these things and puts them on his Instagram stories. I was like, oh yeah, that's it's like a pretty version of a Cartier crashing into like a Calatrava, whatever. So I kind of just wrote it off until I actually read more and realized that Mark and a lot of people on Instagram were really onto something. Apparently, this is like a husband and wife watch designing couple. So instantly my interest was piqued. But these are a few folks. I think one of them works in Cartier, the other is like an exec at Breitling, who kind of struck out on their own and designed this kind of Dali, crash-esque watch with a really beautiful and gold movement. I think putting it together, it's lovely on the backside, sort of designed in this same motif that's kind of like melted or crushed. But if I guess if the specs are correct, they're designing like the thinnest gold movement in production to go into this watch. So just really pretty. And the more I read about it, the more I liked it. And so that's start off with an indie tonight.
Yeah, very, very nice selection. Hey, let's get in the chat real quick here before we go to Amin. Back to the Future Geek. I'm really feeling the stars and red curtains. Great job, Joe. Yeah, agreed. Hobby Bobby is with Joe on this one. Excellent. Next up in this category will be Amin. Oh, Amin.
Yeah, I pretty quickly got the whiplash on this one. So my first impression was that the Rolex 1908 was kind of plain, and that, I don't know, for a dress watch, I'd rather get a Breguet or something like that. But it grew on me pretty quickly. I think it's good looking. It's more casual than I think most of the dress watches I have, and it's more water resistant. As a Rolex, I think it'll be very robust, and I like it so much that I may try to get one. So I kind of pretty quickly came around on this one.
Yeah, and actually, Amin, before I reveal my pick, this is what I had written down to send over to Joe, and then I remembered another watch, and which will be the watch coming up. But this night, I love this Rolex. I at first I wasn't really too caught up or impressed by any of it, but then like the more and more I read, the more and more I look at it, I really really like this thing. But mine is the IWC Ingenieur, the new Ingenieur. There was a lot of speculation leading up to before the redo of this model. A lot of speculation going on for a while, and then I felt kind of let down and disappointed. I wasn't necessarily crazy about the dial, and I thought it was just okay. And the more and more I saw pictures of it, more and more I read about it. Yes, the price it's a little high, but I actually got to see one in person about a month ago, and man, it's a good looking piece. It's a good looking piece. So definitely took a little while, but I got the whiplash, the positive whiplash afterwards.
I actually had considered that for Watch of the Year.
Wow,
That received
awesome.
some Watch of the Year considerations. It's a pretty good piece. I'd definitely be looking into that.
Yep. Tom is saying the 1908 is really nice when you see it. Love the open case back, which is definitely not typical for Rolex, right? To see an open case back. So great pick there, Amin. Okay, let's moving on to the next topic.
Negative
Do you
whiplash.
want to talk a little bit about it
Yeah,
first?
I'll introduce it.
Before
So
yeah,
I'll introduce it and then we can switch over to that.
Okay.
So so sometimes the opposite of positive whiplash is negative whiplash. and we suddenly see a watch, and then we like it, and then it goes to then we start to sort of sour on it or to cool down on it. So and we know how Dib has kind of cooled off on Grand Seiko. So and it's been documented over all his voice chats. So for negative whiplash this year, it's the Dib. Do you think I would be shilling Grand Seiko on a Friday night if I could afford a paddock award for the negative whiplash award?
I love the sombreros too. The deal making sombrero. Joe, did you? Wow, I just noticed this, Joe.
Yeah.
You did a lot of work here.
Joe
You
did a
got
lot
like
of work.
you got
Yeah,
like
he
different like pictures of us too. It's not like
He
the
made
same.
up for several years of laziness here. and he did a lot
Sombreros
of
are
work.
moving too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I can deal with motivated Joe.
Yeah, this is
It's
creepy.
hard.
I mean,
Yeah.
should have
Okay.
been working, but
Yeah. All right, so let's go see who is picking first here. Oh, and it's me. Oh, yeah. This was hard.
Mm.
This was a hard one for me. Um, I love Stefan Kudoki. I love his stuff.
Oh, I almost picked that too. Okay.
Um, and I had a Kudoki too for a while. And I was looking forward to this new model, the Kudoki 3, and I had myself set. I was gonna like anything that he put out. That's what it came down to. And so when this came out, I was like, I like it, I like it, I like it. And then I was like, oh, I don't really like it. And I get it. It's an interesting way to display the time. I just overall, I'm not really that crazy about the dial and the style. I just it's just not for me, And I really wanted to like this, guys. You know me, my German watches. I want to, support my German watchmaker, friends. I don't have friends. I'm my German watchmaker peeps. But I just couldn't do it with this one. It just fell short for me. Anyway, okay, moving on. Next person. Oh, Amin and Colin. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Colin,
you go
all you
first.
guys. That's crazy. We didn't talk about this, by the way.
No, we didn't
everybody.
coordinate.
No.
We didn't know each other.
Joe actually is the only one who knows all of our picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went with when this first when I first heard about this, I thought, this is really cool for a decent price, and it's got some hefty watchmaker's name attached to it and all that. But the more I looked at it, it's basically a blatant knockoff of the Dream Watch, the Dippothum Dream Watch. They totally botched the Kickstarter. Like they had to actually refund money, and there was some sort of intellectual property problem and all sorts of stuff. And I really hate what it stands for. Like Theo Offret, who's an up and coming, really, really talented independent watchmaker, is attached to this project along with like a micro brand business guy, along with some other companies. And I just don't like what this does to his name, I guess. I feel like I'm trying to look out for him a bit, but it kind of cheapens what he's able to accomplish, I think, in the future, since he is so talented and he does make such great stuff. And just I really didn't care that much about it, so I wasn't gonna buy one, but even though I briefly considered it, but it really doesn't get me too worked up. But it's more about that and just how badly the launch went from what I can tell.
Yeah, I was thinking of buying one. I guess that just too many watches like this coming out, and with the word space and looking kind of like this and along these lines, those magnums kind of look like this, and a bunch of other kind of micro brands seem to be copying this kind of style. So I just cooled off pretty quickly on it.
So young watchmakers, just don't associate with micro brands. I think that's the takeaway here.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Oh, Marcus.
Yeah, I was starting to think that Grand Seiko was going for a three-peat in this category, but Um, 2023 was supposed to be the year of Blancpain for my collection. I was supposed to add a Blancpain. Blancpain had 3 tries to get me to add one to their collection with their Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Act 1 was the closest I got to it. Like literally, I was coming back from Singapore. I touched down at Pearson. I was just, turning on my phone and checking it out. And I was like, this is cool. And I actually called my AD and I was like, work your magic, get me one. And I was on the list. So literally, this is me putting my name down. And then the more I looked at it, I was like, what does this really offer? It's got a busy dial. They chose-sized it, so they made it from a 45 to a 42. But other than that, like the dial looks busier. There's like, a 30% markup on it, and it's otherwise not much different than the basic 1315. So I kind of soured on it, and I pulled my name off the list, just like I did with last year's winner. So that's kind of my criteria. It's like for 2 years in a row, I've put my name down for a watch, and then 2 to 3 weeks later, I'm just like, no. On second thought, no.
Yeah.
So I've been lucky. It made picking a watch easy because generally I don't think I sour on watches. I think these are kind of hard to do because my opinion doesn't generally change, or I'm pretty close-minded. So that's kind of I actually had a hard criteria this year, so it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Chaz saying that the ASS Awards has a Wes Anderson vibe. That is high praise, Joe Chang. Thomas saying that the Kadoki had told him that dial was inspired by an old English pocket watch that he was fascinated with. He said that it was to pay tribute to the old English watchmaking way. Thanks for that tidbit, Thomas. Appreciate it.
It sounds like we're not interested in that pocket watch, though.
Yeah. Okay. Joe, let's see what you got. Oh, hey.
Is that Norris?
Are you on mute, Joe?
Yeah.
Joe mailed it. Joe did all this work, and then he started. Then he decided not to talk. He's still on mute.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Plug it back in. Plug it back in.
Maybe Bobby should talk about this then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
Well,
get Sanjay on. Let's get Sanjay on real quick.
No, Joe. Hey, you may have. Do you have like a button on the cord that mutes it?
Am
Or
I
on the
back?
head?
Yes,
Oh, there
back.
he is. There he
There
is.
he is.
There it is. Okay.
It's okay. We could have passed on this Oris anyway. Everyone knows.
Everyone
Yeah,
did.
Oris. I perennially root for Oris for some reason. And when they came out with this laser dial, I was like, yeah, this is so cool. It's like prismatic. They did something really neat for it. Way better than what they had done with the Pro Pilot earlier this year. But the more I look at this and the photos, and it's just weird. I don't like it. It's like when people put mother of pearl dials into a dive watch. I guess
Yes.
it sounds like it might make sense, but it really doesn't. And the Pro Pilot, it's just a funny looking watch overall, and I think it's totally mismatched with the dial. So again, I still hope and pray for Oris, you're like the little retarded kid of the family, but it's not it's not happening.
I thought the if
That's
he
medical
title
word.
might have been most. Okay, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. On that note, Marcus, would you want to introduce the next category?
Sure. So the next category, it's kind of a fun one because we're always looking at watches that we always look at. I guess we judge watches when we're talking about spending our own money. So this kind of allows us to expand our horizons. This isn't the next category isn't if I won the lottery, I would use that money that I hypothetically won to buy, a crazy expensive watch, because that's a different category. This is kind of a watch this is a category for watches that generally maybe I could afford or I could try to afford, and I think is cool, but I'm not going to spend my own money on. So, and likewise, we had Meta World Luxury partnering with Bobby Lakes and friends. We had Bobby Legg said some regrettable words about a certain Arizona city last year. So we've tried to walk those back and rehabilitate his image in the state of Arizona. So in recognition of his efforts to rehabilitate his image, we've renamed the next award the Bobby Legs and Friends I Respect Phoenix, but it's not for me award for the watch that I enjoy, but I would only buy with other people's money.
Well, that wasn't necessarily me. That was the German. That was the people over at Moritz Grossman talking over. I was just a fly on the wall, and I was just relaying a message. Anyway, okay, so let's. Okay, we have.
Am I the girl?
The Ninja Turtles. Who is the girl? We're gonna find out who the girl
I think
is.
it's she's on the show. She's on the Ninja Turtle show. April, is it?
It
That's
should have been
quite a-
Master
yeah.
Splinter though. We
It's,
should have gone
I
with
should-
Master Splinter, Joe.
yeah,
I don't know whether I
I
agree with that choice.
Master
I should've-
Splinter doesn't have a chest like Colin.
True. Oh yeah, that's true. Good point.
All right, so let's get going here. Okay.
Joe.
Whoa, what happened there?
Okay. So sorry, I cheated. This one, I I'm a-
I'm just
So-
excited that Joe's picked some watches I've seen before.
Yeah, exactly. So this is stuff that I wouldn't spend with my own. I wouldn't
Oh.
spend money to buy for myself, right? But I think this year, just really quickly, because I'm not going to say too much about each one of these, but I think a lot of these brands kind of reissuing some real classics or icons of their lines in a more fitting form factor was kind of a real highlight of the past year, whether it was like the 39 millimeter glass box Carrera or 39 millimeter, LLD from Longines, or, Black Bay 41 that's finally a little slimmer on the wrist, or like Rob said, the Angenoir, which is much, much thinner than the previous model.
Yeah.
All of these could finally seem like they would fit a wrist like mine. So if I had someone else's money, maybe I would go into one of these, especially the Angenoir.
Yeah, that's a great watch.
Okay, moving on to
Guys making the
yeah.
thumbnails, and he thinks the rules don't apply to him, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, so- yeah, must be nice. Must be nice. Oh,
Oh my.
Yeah, guys, this is the quintessential like watch I'd buy with other people's money. Like this is just a freaking cool watch. This is the BRX5 Bell and Ross. It looks freaking awesome. Look at that. Look at that loom. But
That's cool.
it's like $14,000 for a Kinesi movement.
What?
So if I had someone else's money, if it was like Mark's money or like Rick's money, I would buy it. But not with my own money. Like I think this watch is made for this category, and I love it. But I wouldn't spend a cent of my own money on it.
Yeah.
fair enough. Okay. I think I have a feeling the chick's gonna be Colin. I just don't know. but I'm going next, though.
Okay.
Okay. So, look, this watch is incredible. This is the Langenheim Anton Manufacturer Edition Tourbillon. It's $160,000 watch. It's square. Or rectangular. I just don't think I could ever pull this off. But I love it. I just, would no way ever spend that kind of money. I mean, like I could feed like so many people with this kind of the money that you would have to spend on this watch, even though, I mean, it's just a beautiful piece, right? It's just awesome. But if it was somebody else's money, I would have no problem. I mean, it's a beautiful, exquisite timepiece. I love it, but I would never feel right buying it with my own money, ever. Anyway,
You know what else?
what's that? It's German.
No long, no hein.
Yeah, right.
Unviable.
Yeah. So you can use Rick's money to buy it, though. It'd have to
Yeah.
be like Mark's money or something.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
So I love this Moritz Grossman. I keep trying to think about how I could use my money to get it. I just, I buy a lot of things post toxic depreciation, and I know that for what it's going for, I just can't I couldn't spend the money. My runner up in this category was actually the Swatch 50 Fathoms, which is obviously way cheaper, but it's still, I just can't bring myself to spend that much money on that plastic watch, even though I think it's cool and I like it. But coming back to this Grossman, it's just at a price point where, I mean, I expect that it's going to be a toxic watch ultimately, and maybe someday I'll get it.
It's a great watch. It was. I consider that for my watch of the year as well, because it's around like 50, right?
I did too. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
less actually. This is in steel. They make it in gold, and
it's like 48. I think it's like 48.
I think in steel it's like maybe 30 something. But I
It's a really
loved
cool
it. I
watch.
saw it in person.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
Javi liking Marcus's pick, and Justin saying this is the Bell and Ross category, pretty much, right? Literally every one of their watches.
True.
Thomas, he's with you, Joe, on the Engineer. Went by with my own money, but with someone else's. Finny liking my pick, just sell the house. That is a lot of patios. You're right, easy. Okay. Thomas is saying he wouldn't buy a De Bethune apart from the DB28 Digital with his own money if I could afford it, and probably with somebody else's money. And Scott saying the Moritz Grossman 37mm Revolution Bennu, such a insane watch. If I wish they made more of them. Okay. Finally, Colin with the I gotta go on that screen. Supernova.
Yeah, so I went with the forgive my pronunciation, but the Sarpaneva Naki. So they've come out with probably 4 or 5 of these super Luminova painted watches over the years, and I absolutely love them artistically. I think they look amazing, but this is 21,000 euros for a Soprod A10 movement watch. Obviously, it's adjusted and decorated, and there's some extra modules on it and things like that. But I cannot get over spending that much money on a Soprod movement. But artistically, I absolutely love these, and it's a really cool watch.
Yeah,
very cool.
They just changed over to Chronode for.
Did that? Okay. Well, this one has a Sopra.
Not for this one. Yeah. But what I'm saying is like mine. They just came out with the second version that the Soprod was replaced with the Chronode movement. So maybe they'll do that going forward.
Excellent.
Okay,
okay, Marcus, you're up.
We don't have anything in the chat.
I think I caught up.
We caught everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So the next category is overrated release of the year. Some watches, they're just not what the general public views them. Like they're not as cool as people are saying. And sometimes there's the next award is the Yoebi Have I Told You About the Longshan's Zulu World Timer Overrated Watch. And this is more of a narrative about how great the Zulu timer is, and not in any way a narrative on how often Yoebi is talking about the Zulu World Timer, that it may have become overrated because it was so underrated before.
White Castle is not over. I don't know if that's where you're going with, Joe, but White Castle.
Oh no.
It's rated. Dude.
It is rated. Yeah.
It is rated. Okay. All right.
Did I tell you guys I lasted 2.5 days vegan?
Awesome. Okay.
I was super vegan. I think I made at least 5 or 6 announcements during those 2.5 days.
You were probably so grumpy too. Who's got the short?
I did. So I am not as big of a fan of Jorn as FP Wilson is, but as you guys know, I do love Jorn. Jorn was one of my first loves, and I don't hate this reference, but this is more of a brush back for FP in terms of It feels like he's cut some corners on the dial and on the and on the dial in terms of like he started to put the fake guilloche back on, which I kind of hate. The numerals are a little bit different, taking off the exposed screws. So I feel like this was an unneeded update on a good reference. So I didn't have anywhere else to bring this up, but I didn't like what they did with the Octa Divine. So I just stuck it here because I had a tough time picking an overrated watch. I don't know. I don't think that there was anything super hyped this year that deserved to be sort of brushed back a bit. So I just used that to get on my soapbox a bit about this dial change.
Yeah. Coming up next. Oops. Oh, Colin.
Ooh, harsh.
Ouch.
I thought I picked something else, but okay, that's all right. I changed it, but this was going to be an honorable mention.
What was your actual pick?
What's that?
What was your actual pick?
So okay, I'll go with my actual pick. Sorry,
Yeah.
I sent it to you, but maybe you didn't get it.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. The Rolex Yachtmaster 42 Titanium.
Ooh.
Oh, I like
is,
it.
I love the watch, and if my AD is watching, I would still buy that watch. Please give me a call. But it's like at retail, it's expensive. On the secondary market, it is ridiculous. It's like 40K US on the secondary market right now. Like, and you could make the argument that the Tudor Pelagos is a better watch, or at least on par with it, for $4,000. So it's really overrated. Originally I picked this watch here because actually I won't even get into it. It's fine. But yeah, pretend that's a Yachtmaster.
Rolex like
Yeah.
TLX.
Yeah.
Yachtmaster.
Joey B saying, speaking of which, have you heard about the Zulu? Keith says, this is a Tudor category. Literally every Tudor. Mazon, I was forced to go vegan for 2 days a couple weeks ago. And that was only because I had a stomach bug and I had to drink water for those 2 days. Yeah, water. So water is vegan, right? Water is vegan. Thomas is saying he finds the Zenith Pilot watches a bit overrated. Okay. Let's go to the next choice. And that is me. And speaking of Tudor,
Right on cue.
That's
Black Bay 54. Oh my God.
junky
When
watch.
this came out, everybody was like, this is the Tudor that Tudor has been, tutored. You know what I mean? And so everybody was like, oh, I got a small wrist. This is so much better than the Black Bay 58. It's just amazing. It's 37 millimeters. The Black Bay 58 is 39. You know what I mean? It's the same exact watch. Oh, the lug's a little bit different. Oh, it's, whatever.
Same
It's
but
no big deal.
worse.
Everybody who's picked up one of these, I bet you has already sold them.
Yep.
So I think this was, and I like Tudor, right? But I think this got a lot of hype, and yeah. Okay.
Great pick.
Let's go. Moving forward. Ooh.
Yeah. First, sorry, Colin. So sorry that when you sent me the message about the Yachtmaster, that was like the one time today I was paying attention in clinic. So I forgot.
Don't you hate it when you have to pay attention at clinic?
Oh man.
It's the worst. Yeah. I was struggling to pick one, but this Chris Ward seems to get a lot of love, and this what is it? C1 moon phase. Years ago, I had the old C9 moon phase and really loved it, and prefer it to this one that has. I mean, I guess if you like the Movado Museum watch, where there are like no indices, no, it's hard to read the time, and there's no text on it except for Swiss made at the bottom. It's okay, but otherwise, I didn't care for it. But I can't maybe I'm following the wrong people on Instagram, but I keep seeing it every day. So I think it's overrated.
I've seen your Instagram feed. You're definitely following the wrong people. Maybe not watch related, but
and coming in last here, vegan for a whole 2.5 days. Amin.
Oh, here we go.
So, okay.
Wow.
So I think this is a great watch, and actually Daytona's growing on me a little bit. Like the all black one, the new one, I in steel I do like, and this is great. And for the 0.01% of people who love this that are like into racing history, and I think you guys must be super psyched. But overall, it's like engineered for hype watch in the way that like the Tiffany Nautilus was, like truly engineered for hype, like so that people who are like the best customers at their AD get like a shiny star. And it's I don't know if you guys saw the Mayor Ed Sheeran video where they were almost talking about, it was almost like they were embarrassed to have that Tiffany blue Nautilus, like it was kind of cringy how it was. That's how I see this watch. That is like people kind of fawning over it, and just kind of, it's just kind of like a just to get the rep kind of watch. So it is a big turnoff for me, and I don't even think it's one of the better looking Daytonas. So does nothing for me. But
hot take.
there's my overrated watch.
Yeah. Thomas, getting back to that CW, he quite likes the Venturine dial on that one. Clayton saying, "Yep, I had that CW and just sent it back. Can't see the hands. Worthless as a watch, and I don't like art."
I don't like
no,
art.
just no, Amin. Overrated Daytona. Wow. Amin with a spicy take says, "Justin, I appreciate the choice. Don't agree with it, but I appreciate it."
So he
Okay.
Bobby
I mean-
Legs is your take. That's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
Bobby Legs.
I mean, he picked like the most hyped watch of the year. It wasn't like, it was spicy, but like not that spicy.
It's all you now, Marcus. What's
Okay. So as we try to not as we try to be a equal opportunity podcast, we don't want to be just picking like super high horology watches, like for every category. Otherwise, everything would be Grubel. But we do have one category at the ASS
sorry,
Awards.
just a second. I hate
Yeah.
to interrupt, Marcus, but I have to. I was planning on taking a little wee break in the middle. Rob, can you skip to the next slide?
Yes, sure.
Okay,
Sure.
and I'll be right back. Okay, okay, just hang on.
Oh, good. I don't have to dance.
Oh my god, that was the dance. I didn't. I never
Yeah.
watched. This was
Yeah.
the
Never
GPHG
saw this?
dance? No,
Yeah.
this is the guy.
Oh, that was fast.
By the way, this was
Oh my
like
god.
Joe,
I
there
thought,
are medications for your prostate, by the way. That was a pretty quick bathroom break, just so you know.
I thought this was like a practical joke at first. Do you know what I mean? And then
Oh,
like
man.
this was
Then he
seriously
went all in.
happening. Yeah. Then it's like
Oh my god.
it's like
Joe,
Chris
when
Farley. Yeah,
when
you know
did
what I
we
mean? Like it's very Chris Farley. Like
when did we schedule in Colin's response to this, like in our show? Like I can't remember where we scheduled him in.
no.
Is it between the next two categories?
It's gonna be like a dance
Colin's
duel, like
safe.
step up.
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
Excellent. Okay, so we have we finally have a category where it's like, if you won the lottery, what would you buy? So this is our watch of the year if you had unlimited funds. So next award is the Winding Watches. Why don't you save up a little longer? Unlimited funds award. Well done, Joe.
Okay. Oh, Joe, you're doing this forever now. Okay. First up, Amin. I think that's Amin.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm pretty
That's
crazy
stealth
about
wealth.
this
Stealth wealth.
Breguet.
Mm.
It's gorgeous. It's so subtle. It's not a totally new watch. It's their minute repeater classique, just with rose gold and a black enamel dial, and I just am in love with this watch. So usually, I guess in previous, I think last year I chose a Grubel like GMT Sport, and usually I go for like crazy stuff, but I'm just feeling the more traditional this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's hard
I
to
love
beat
the
a
choice.
Breguet minute repeater. Like
Yeah.
no matter what else other people pick, it's hard to beat a Breguet minute repeater.
Yeah, love the choice, Amin. Love it. Next. Oh, well, kind of like the same theme, right? Like a
Wow.
little rose gold and black dial. I this is the what's it? Sorry,
Moser, Pioneer,
Moser is it the Pioneer or is it
Endeavor,
the
Endeavor,
Endeavor.
Endeavor.
Endeavor tourbillon concept. This came out simultaneously, I think, with the three-hander.
Yeah.
No, and I love that one too. But man, if I had the money, like this week, this is like my favorite watch, right? And I just love. I guess I don't know if it's because I'm getting older here. I just love that rose gold and black dial combination and the simplicity of the blank dial, right? No indices in there with the two hands and then the tourbillon at the 6 o'clock. Man, this is like, I love this thing. I love this thing, man. Anyway, I know it says unlimited funds, Babe, Habe Babe, but this would be my pick. Okay, moving on. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, it's a nice watch.
So in reality, I probably would have picked a different, more expensive watch, but I didn't want to just go for like a Grubel or something crazy and something a little bit relatable at least. So this is the Armin Strom Mirrored Force Resonance. This one is it's not a new watch for this year, but the colorway is new. I love it in the blue. I'm a big fan of open work watches, even though I don't own one right now. Of course, resonance. It's I think this is about 60 grand or so. So it's up there in price for sure. But yeah, just I think Armin Strom's really doing some good things. I think they have some good momentum, and this is their first that really knocked it out of the park for me.
Nice.
No matter what Pierre Halimi will tell you, this is a truer approximation of resonance than
Yeah.
what FP Shorn puts out.
Mhm.
No matter what the Shorn people will tell you. Sorry,
Wow.
Wilson. This is a truer execution of resonance.
Fake resonance.
Wow. Okay. All right, moving on. Next pick.
Oh, what is that?
Oh,
So
it's a
this
is a
Burkus.
Burkus?
Frickin'
Yeah, it's
Burkus.
a
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so if I had like George Santos cameo money, I would buy a Burke. like Colin's model. This isn't new for this year, but his prototype from last year was stolen, so he had to this is kind of like the first one that he was actually able to make and hold on to this year, and it's just a crazy central tourbillon, right in the middle of like a curved meteorite case, and this crazy like wood grain like silver and copper case. It's just like he's sort of he's just crazy. He's like the George Santos of horology.
Is
So
that dial like curved like a black
Yeah.
hole?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
wow,
It's
that's
pretty
center
crazy.
tourbillon. Center tourbillon too.
yeah,
That's bananas.
center tourbillon one hand. That's
It's
just
really
the
cool.
crazy shit he makes. And so
Yeah.
I would,
Yeah.
if I had unlimited funds and a limited time horizon, I would get on his list.
He's getting good. He is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Finally. Ooh.
Oh no! Seriously?
Guys, I think out of the five of us, I'm the biggest critic of Recep Recepi, and I'm the biggest critic of Louis Vuitton, and I hate like collabs between actual watchmakers and jewelry houses. but
Oh my
this
god,
just gets it right. This just gets it right. Like, and it's got
dude!
it's got it's got stupid complications, right? It's got a it's got a chronograph on the back that you can't read, but this is executed so well. No, this I think it just fits in perfectly. Like it's because it's a sonnery, so you can actually use the chronograph, and he has slaved the chime to the chronograph. So I just love the idea of this watch. It's got so many stupid elements, but when it comes together, it just kind of makes sense to me. And that's kind of my pick for this year. I love all the elements. I hate all the individual elements separately, but when they're put together, I don't know. This is synergy. This is horological synergy for me.
Hobby Bobby firing you, Marcus,
Fair.
Are
and
you
calling
trolling
for
us,
dib.
Marcus? Are you trolling
Wow.
us?
Wow.
That's harsh.
Yep. Big Renaissance Marcus. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
You
I
touched
almost,
a nerve.
I almost picked that for worst watch of the year. I'm not even kidding.
Man. Okay, Marcus.
What's the
What
next
do we
watch?
got next?
All right. Let me see what we have. So the next watch category will be worst release of the year. And it's the John Bovey "You Give Homage a Bad Name" award for worst watch of the year.
Ah! Oh man, I can't believe Marcus is Tico Torres. This is gonna be great. Okay, anyway,
Who's Tico Torres?
he's this guy right here. That's that guy right there. He's like the keyboard guy from Bon Jovi. Anyway, okay. All right, let's see who goes. Tico Torres.
Ooh,
Okay, so
Pretty good
I had up until like I think last month I had picked the Biver Tourbillon, the one that like was like $500,000, and it looked like a mall watch. I had all sorts of jokes lined up. You know, it was like the what happens when BDE runs into actual ED jokes like the whole time. If you need to look it up, you can look up those acronyms. But yeah, and then the collective just came out with this, and this watch just confirms to me that they're at the stage where they've started to like the smell of their own farts. Like they've just got too smug and too full of themselves. Like they're now just wafting their own farts like a bouquet at a wine tasting that they're inevitably having. This is a hideous watch. I'm not one for hyperbole, so I'm not going to say that this ruined watches for me. But I don't know. Like, is it hyperbole if I say it ruined the color orange? Like for me, I don't know. This is pretty hideous. Like, it's like as if I'm staring into a live volcano that's about to engulf me. But if I were given the choice between allowing the live volcano to engulf me or to buy this watch, I would let the volcano take me. That's how I feel about this watch.
Whoa.
Marcus, did you miss the first round when we were killing this watch, or were you there for that one?
No, I was not there.
Oh, okay. Because
Wait,
I
you
thought
mean
about
like,
choosing this watch, but I knew how much we had pretty much trashed it on the stream before.
Oh,
so
on the stream? No, I think we talked about it privately, but I wasn't on the stream.
I didn't want to do it again. Okay.
I'm glad I got to the chance.
Didn't even comment on the brass.
Yeah, this watch is rough.
Okay, let's see who's next.
Oh, that's good.
Good pick.
That's a bit harsh.
Well,
I like this watch.
It's a nice watch, right?
It's harsh after you just said all that.
So the new Planet Ocean 600mm dark gray GMT, right? Nice stuff. They're doing new materials for the case, titanium movement, and then they priced it at like what, 23,000?
Yeah,
So
she ain't cheap.
I mean, compared to the other 2023 watches that I liked with an actual improved form factor, Omega, the POs just keep getting bigger, right? They're not making them necessarily more wearable, but they're just like, throwing cool. They kind of hubloed this one, I think, And it's not that I'm against any of the stuff that they're doing, like the spy rate hairspring earlier this year, which seems pretty cool. But this one, jacking the price up just for the titanium version of the same coaxial movement and charging multiples of what a PO should cost for it. Even though it's a nice watch, it's still a thick burly PO that needs to slim down. So I thought it was pretty off the mark of Omega this year.
I feel like if they made a watch version of the movie Inside Out, this would be the role that this would play would be ennui, like just blah.
Okay, moving forward. Oh, wow. Calm.
I'm a big fan of dates on watches, and I'm not usually the kind of person to poo-poo a watch about a date,
Oh, that's
but
rough.
that date is so egregious that
Yeah.
it gets my entry
Good point.
as the worst. Uh,
Wow.
it's bad, and yeah, it just it doesn't work. They had a chance to do something really good with this watch if they had just showed some restraint and get that thing off there, because
Grand date
it's
at
pretty
6 o'clock.
close. Yeah, or just no date, like the original, like that they're trying to pay homage to, like didn't have a date, and they threw it in there, and yeah, so that's my pick.
Wow. A lot of concurrence in the chat.
Nice.
Thomas
Yeah,
is saying that Louis Aurard and Konstantin Chaikin collaboration regulator. He likes that one, but the second version, the Dusk Till Dawn version, was awful. Okay. Next year? Okay. All right. So you had to know this was coming, right? I mean, Oris, a brand that I formerly had respect for, has disappointed me and I think all of their fans. I mean, I'm not even a fan, but I mean, like, just the release,
entire watch world.
the entire watch world. You're right, Colin. With that, the Marcus's pick and this pick, not even Kermit the Frog, who I have a lot of respect for, right? Ever since I was a little kid, the Muppets, Muppets Take Manhattan, everything he's done. Not even him can save Oris. This watch is terrible. This makes me angry. And I've thought about, I seriously have thought about like walking away from the watch hobby, a la
Wow.
Dibjoti, because of this watch, this release here. So shame on you, Oris. Shame on you. I hate this watch. Okay.
We're just getting hammered tonight.
Yeah, and deservingly so. Okay, let's move on. I don't want to belabor this. Hey, ooh, wow, wow.
That was my honorable mention.
Yeah. So, I think, Marcus, I might be the harshest on Regepi amongst us. So I would say I think the Chronomech Contemporain in all three versions, or at least the three that I've seen, is to me very overrated and very boring looking, but not ugly. And this, I think, is just almost unique in being both extremely ugly and boring looking. Like it's
But what about the back dial? I mean?
usually the back is also ugly. You usually you can't get this ugly and this boring looking at the same time. Like you can only do one or the other. So and from the side it looks like just like a puck. It's this is horrendous for me. So
for me.
yeah, your mileage may vary as always, only just my opinion, etc. But horrible.
We should have just gone with the Grubel this year. Again.
Yeah.
Joy B. Oh, he loves the Kermit. Oh, how dare you, Joe? Justin saying Oris is getting annihilated this evening. ProPilot has gone down. Thomas saying there wasn't enough Kermit on this Oris. Once a month on the date wheel wasn't enough. Joey B's like, I don't like Oris anymore, but I love that Kermit. Um, I'm okay. Peter C. Amin wins the best takedown award tonight. All right, all right. Our first in chat award.
Viewers'
Um,
choice.
yep,
Viewers' choice award.
yep. Um, okay, Marcus, bring us home.
Okay.
Last category.
We've got our grand finale. There can only be one king. And this year, the king of this community. There can only be one king. He's the king of Rolex. He's the king of Rolex GMT. So for our watch of the year, and when you have a king, we increased the the threshold to 50,000 this year, just because we're naming this year's award after FP Wilson, the king of Rolex GMTs. So for the ASS Watch of the Year with a $50,000 limit, it's the FP Wilson King of GMT award.
Why is Taylor Swift there? I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't know, but that's okay.
Because she's everywhere.
She's everywhere.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough. Wilson with the O. Okay. All right. Who's first? Oh,
Whoa!
Second
Oh,
time in a row.
Two
Second
of
time.
us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Me and Colin are on the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
You guys are in
wavelength.
sync and simpatico today.
Sync, yeah.
You want to go? Or should I
Sure.
go?
So I almost picked the Rolex Daytona Le Mans that Amin dumped on earlier, but I ended up going with this. It's let's try to. It's a long one. A JLC Reverso Tribute Chronograph in rose gold. So it's got a 30-minute retrograde chronograph at 6 o'clock, open work, rose gold for like $37,000. It's a heck of a value proposition if you can call something that's $37,000 a value proposition. But they really did a really good job on this. And then if you don't want the open work, you can flip it over and it's just a classy
Well,
reverso.
that's a 1931 tribute dial, right? So that's a
Yeah.
all-time classic.
Yeah. So yeah, just beautiful, beautiful watch. And yeah, that's my pick. Amin, what do you want to add?
I don't have much to add. I mean, it's really, really good looking, and I just think it's amazing that they put that chronograph in there, and it looks really good on both sides. It's
Mhm.
not even a huge watch like you'd expect it to be, and just even the layout of the chronograph is really good looking, and you can see the column wheel, and the retrograde at the bottom is really neat. I like it a lot. I was gonna pick the Christopher Ward Belcanto. I think I'm still impressed with what they did with that. If that's considered this year, not
year.
like, was it this year? It might not have been this year.
Yeah,
No,
it
not
was
this year.
because GPHG was in, right?
I guess maybe they announced it. Somebody, I think Alex said they technically announced it last year, but it kind of hit
Yeah.
this year. Just for, I think that's they did so much novel with that, but this is, I love this JLC.
Yeah, beautiful watch.
The steel one's even cheaper. Steel one's like 20 something, like low 20s.
Is the steel one blue?
Yeah, it's blue.
Because European Watch has it right now,
Oh, really?
unused, untouched.
Hello.
Somebody flipped it.
But I still think you guys should if you're gonna pick this one, you got to go with the gold and blue.
Yeah.
I mean the gold and black.
Yeah.
I don't know why if you've got 50
If
grand.
you've got 50, you go rose. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Next up is I went with the Alpine Eagle 41
Nice.
XPS. This watch, ever since it came out, I've either thought about it every day or went and saw some pictures of it. I just love this thing. I just really, I mean, when it first came out, the first iteration of the Alpine Eagle came out, I wasn't impressed. I was like, great, another integrated bracelet watch. And I know technically the model didn't come out this year, but this variation did, and I just been smitten with it. I know it could have gotten more expensive, but I decided to.
Yeah, but you should make this happen for 2024.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't know about that, but I would love to. If I had the money, I would love to. Okay, moving on. Oh, another tie. Look at
Ooh.
this.
Is that under 50?
It's right
Yes.
at 50.
Oh,
Is it
wow.
really?
Right at
48 or
50.
something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus, you go first. Like, yeah.
Joe, I'm going to let you go. Go ahead.
Okay. It's pretty. Okay, Marcus, your turn.
Guys, like I think we all said enough about this watch at
Mhm.
our GPHD picks. This is a stunning watch. It's an up and coming watchmaker who's showing all sorts of promise. It's got classic. It melds classical design. Like if you look at the watchmaking on the reverse case back, it's all like classical elements, finishing elements. But the dial, look at that dial, and the handset and all that. But he had something that's unique to him. That's unique, which is the dragon scale sort of frosting on the dial. So I think this is a fantastic watch. This guy's an up and coming. You're looking at 12 pieces, 50 grand. You can invest in watches. I'm gonna throw myself out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say right now, within 10 years, there's gonna be at least a 5 times multiplier on this, if not 10.
Wow.
And this will, whoever the lucky 12 people, they're looking at I think a 500% ROI, because this guy's only way to go is up. He's hitting the stratosphere. I was disappointed that GPHD didn't give him the proper award. They made up one of those phony awards rather than give him the men's award. But we're gonna go out here and just call him the watch of the year and recognize what a fantastic watch this is.
Yeah. And thanks, Thomas, for getting Simone Brett to give me a shout out on video.
Yeah.
Thomas got that. That was pretty cool.
We should do that as our cold open next year for our GPHG.
Yeah, we will. We should. We'll work it out. We'll hash out the rights agreement with Thomas, and we'll get that out there. Anyway, guys, look. I mean, what a great night. We did it. You know, we got through it.
Amazing job by Joe tonight.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
Good job.
Joe,
Rob, thanks for hosting.
Joe, you're hired. So for the next few years,
I think Joe just did it so that we wouldn't see that he's like a closet like Rolex person, and then he can like adjust his picks at the last minute.
Yeah.
Unlike last year. That's the reason why he volunteered. I was trying to figure out why he did it.
Oh yeah, all my picks were like the black and gray dial GMT master.
Yeah.
Until the very last minute.
Yeah.
Well, hey, look. Any final words from anybody on the panel before we call it a night? Amin, video next come soon. No.
Yeah.
I got no final words. I was just looking at your video, Rob. The lighting looks like one of the kind of like a ghost hunter sort of.
Yeah, very
good.
like what's that movie? Oh man, Blair Witch.
Blair Witch. Yeah.
No, I had my little ring light that I had stopped working, so
It went out.
yeah.
I like the mood.
Yeah, well, I'm romantic, you know.
Yeah, we can do that for our Halloween episode next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, look, you guys, enjoy your holidays, man. Thank you so much. I look forward to the saddest part about this is that we got to wait a whole year now for the 5th annual A.S. Awards. So anyway, look, chat, have a great Christmas, great holiday, however you celebrate. All right, and Marcus, Joe, and who did I forget? Colin. Have a great night. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys soon. Right?
Yeah.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
See you.